Hi there. Just want to talk to you a little bit today about doing things anyway when you're not really sure if it's possible. So one of the things that's come up for me lately is I've been doing a lot of running and I've my ultra marathon next month, and really the thing around this is kind of very similar to my online journey, if you like, that kind of started off not knowing if it's possible, not knowing if I can actually do some of these things, but actually being willing to entertain that thought and just kind of say, well, I'm going to give this a go anyway. And I remember being on a webinar, I'd say a little bit more than 12 months ago with Satori Prime, and they were talking about, how what you speak about really becomes your reality. And I remember being on this webinar and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm kind of willing to play with this a little bit. I kind of didn't really know what it meant. But I'm really getting it now, that it's that thing of when you start a new business or you decide to do something, like running an ultra marathon or whatever it is that's relevant in your life, that when you try something new, that you kind of have to go through a range of different things in that to get to a point where you feel confident about it. And for some people, they come in and they feel really confident straight away. For other people, it takes longer. But that, kind of with my internet marketing stuff, that I kind of came in, knew that it was possible, because there was other people doing it. There were other people making money online. It's simple. You put the right ad in front of the right person, you get paid commission from that sale. That's it. But there was an awful lot of hidden hope, in the beginning, of Hail Mary shots, of, I'll do this, or I'll spend certain money on this, or I'll pay this person a certain amount of money to run traffic to something. And they just didn't work out. But that doesn't mean that the idea and the system doesn't work. It just means that wasn't a good place to get traffic from. But through each one of those things that I tried that didn't work, there was the frustration that it wasn't happening fast enough. And then it was also playing on those doubts in the back of my mind of, is this real? What's going on with it? Whereas I feel now that I've kind of come back around to a point where this stuff absolutely 100% works. Like, I don't doubt that at all anymore. In the same way that with the ultra marathon last year, I ran that. I didn't think it was possible. I did it. But it's kind of that thing of like, are you willing to stick it out and stay with it? Because that's what it takes. It takes like being on those webinars and maybe not having it all sink in, but understanding that those people are there and they care and they know what they're talking about. And then a couple of months goes by, I'm on a different webinar and something else sinks in. And then I came along and did, a couple of momentum days and then the gold event, and I've been through a couple of landmark courses, signed up for the next landmark course. And just that thing of investing in myself and figuring it out. And then suddenly it gets to a point at a distance later on, like now, over 12 months later, where I kind of go, now I get it. But that if you don't start off and you're willing to sit through a couple of those webinars in the beginning or courses or whatever it is that's specific to you in your life, then you never get to a point later on where you kind of go, oh, now I see what they were talking about. So the whole idea of what you talk about becomes your reality. So if I talk to you about something today and I say it's possible to earn an income online, I may not believe that the first time it comes out of my mouth. But that it's actually by talking about that and willing to have that discussion with other people, your friends, your family, that you get to kind of play around with it as well in your own head and see what comes up. And most of the time, like I remember in the beginning, I didn't want to talk about a lot of this stuff because I didn't know what other people would think of me. And because I hadn't done it and figured it all out and wasn't making loads of money yet, I didn't know what to do with it. Then I realised that it's like everything else, it's a journey. And that if you're willing to take on what are sometimes ridiculous conversations in the beginning and sit on a webinar listening to somebody telling you, well, what you speak about creates your reality, you're kind of going, what are they talking about? But that when you're willing to sit there, go through that, take it in, play around with it, and continue on that journey in that space, then a while later, for some people they get it straight away, for some people it's 6 months down the line, for some people it's a year, some people it's 5 years, whatever the time is, that you have to go through from wherever you are, right through the full spectrum of, I don't know if I believe in this, okay, I believe in this, I'll try this, doesn't work, try this, doesn't work, try this, doesn't work, I really believe in it, try something else, this really works well, And then you get to that point where you're like, I get it now. So I don't know if I've explained myself well enough there, but essentially what I was trying to say is just that thing of when you try out something new, it's completely different than what you've done before. It takes you out of your comfort zone, but you have to jump in there and kind of go, this is possible, and play around with that for a while. Then eventually you get to a point where you go, now I get what they were talking about. Doesn't all make sense in the beginning. But just for any of you who are out there who are looking at online businesses, who are in an online business, who have started out affiliate marketing, who are trying to figure out how to make money online, just stay with it. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get annoyed. You're going to get angry. Just stay with it. It's possible. You can do it. If anybody else is doing it, you can do it too.